computer. Let me use that link and just load it up.
Yes, this is the time that I refresh to make sure we've started because there's been so many complications. Um,
It doesn't seem like that link is live yet.
oh, oh, I see us now. Okay.
Oh, great.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us for another playthrough of Dinosaur World in the final week of the campaign. We're so close to ending, I can't believe it. We've knocked out more than 40 stretch goals in just under 20 days. It's been super fun. Thanks for your support. Thanks for joining us tonight. We have two wonderful guests with us. We've got John from John Gets Games on YouTube, and we've got
Hello.
Keith from Pace Magazine. He writes articles on board games, and I've worked with both of them for a couple years now. They're both lovely.
Oh, thank you.
John, do you want to tell us a little bit about your channel?
Yeah, I've been making videos on my YouTube channel for about 6 years. These days I primarily make tutorial videos where I teach games while they're played, so that people have context for what's going on and hopefully they feel vested. That's my hope. So yeah, that's the primary thing I do. I also have a bunch of vlogs where I talk about new games I learn about and talk about new games that I played and all that kind of gamery stuff. But for the most part, I'm focusing on making tutorials to try and teach people games as well as I can anyway.
That's awesome.
So I'm Keith Law. I review games twice a month for Paste Magazine, and also do year-end rankings, other pieces for them. You may also see my board game content sometimes on Vulture, sometimes on Ars Technica. More or less anybody who'll pay me to write about board games, I will write for them. If you know me from anywhere else, it's probably because I write about baseball for The Athletic. I used to be at ESPN for about 13 years. I do one tiny bit of self-promotion. I have a book. I wrote a book this year, came out in April, called The Inside Game. The holidays are coming up. You have a baseball fan in your life, or people who are interested in cognitive psychology. I combine the two in this book, which came out from HarperCollins back in April. All right, end of self-promotion.
No, that's great. Sounds perfect for someone who likes all of those things. Chat, I think I fixed our video issue. You two were frozen and disappeared, but you seem to be back now. Just in time for Keith to show off his book, so glad we got that figured out.
Awesome.
Let us know if anything sounds or looks weird in chat, and we'll do our best to adjust. But I think everything is good to go, so I'm going to jump into the rules explanation.
All right.
We're only going to play 2 of the 5 rounds in this game, just to make sure we're not here all night long. We've got places to stay and people to see inside our own homes. But anyway, each round follows the same format. There's going to be 4 different phases. The first phase is a drafting of our workers for the round at these worker database cards down here. So there are players +1 cards out there. We'll each go around in a circle picking the one we want to use, and that will give us 9 workers to use across all of the phases for the round. That point is very important because the first time I played, I used all my meeples in one phase and could not do anything the rest of the round. So, pro tip for you. The worker color all correlates to a specific type of action that we will get to in a minute. So once everyone has those, we'll move on to the public phase, which is taken on these central island boards right in the middle of the table. These also have specific actions associated with them, but as you can see, it has to do with these tiles. We'll take turns until everyone has passed, so we may be moving out of this phase at different points, but we will wait until we're all satisfied until we move on to the third phase, which is the private park phase, which takes place on our own boards. We'll be assigning our workers to actions and carrying them out and planning for the final phase, which is the Jeep tour phase, where we'll be driving our little Jeep around, visiting all the tiles that we've placed in our park, and activating those actions as well. And then we'll do cleanup and move on to the next round. So each round does exactly that. So now to the nitty-gritty. When we're drafting workers, there's a few things you'll want to consider. Oh, and you two, feel free to interrupt me at any time if you have a question. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep talking.
Great.
So these workers, there's different colors. Purple, those are your park rangers. Actions using those typically have to do with your Jeeple. The green is administrators. Those usually have to do with money. Blue is scientist. Those will give you DNA, typically. Yellow are your security workers, and they increase your security. And then white, those are just your seasonal workers, aka college students that you assign to do whatever odd jobs you have around your park.
Which one is Jeff Goldblum?
I would
Blue?
say, yeah. We actually just unlocked a special shape for the green one with the cane. Like the... Oh, shoot. I forget his name. I'm a bad Jurassic Park fan. But there's different shapes now for all these meeples. They're very, very adorable.
Oh, cool.
So, anyway, the meeples you choose will help give your strategy direction for that round. So yeah, we'll take them from these piles and then move on. So the public phase, as I mentioned, we're just going to go around taking actions for as long as we want. So I'll start on this rightmost board. We've got 2 actions here. For the dinosaur enclosure, you can spend either 1 administrator, 1 green meeple, or 2 of any meeples to get a tile, paying the cost shown in the top left of the tile. So if I wanted to buy the irritator here, I'd spend 1 or 2 meeples and pay $3 and place it into my park. There are placement rules for dinosaurs. They're all very territorial, even the herbivores, so you have to leave a space between them. You can't have 2 dinosaurs touching because madness will ensue. There'll be many, many deaths. As soon as 1 tile is taken, we'll say I take the Dilophosaurus. We'll scooch this one down and refill. This scooching is very important because at the end of the round, we're going to discard the oldest 2 tiles so that each round has a, thanks John, has a fresh offering of tiles. The other action is gather DNA. Now there's a lot of symbols on this one, but it's fairly straightforward. So you can spend 1, 2, or 3 meeples of any color, and they serve as a type of multiplier for whatever die you choose. So let's say I choose this die with 2 basic blue DNA. If I spend 3 workers, I'll multiply this die face by 3. So that would give me 6 blue DNA. Very powerful. However, you'll notice the blue scientist worker symbol. If you use a blue here, you get a bonus of an additional basic or advanced DNA, whatever you want. And that is for each scientist that you spend. So if I spent 2 seasonal workers and 1 scientist, I would get 1 bonus of DNA. So this action can be very powerful if you spend the right workers and the right dice come out. We do not refill the dice when someone takes it, so this is the offering for the entire round. And I will put these little deuterinos back down here. The middle board, these are attractions. They're kind of basic buildings that will always be available to all of us. One rule is that you can't have 2 tiles of the same name, so they're exactly enough for each of us to have 1 of each. To do this action, you just have to spend the money. No meeples necessary. And you'll put it into the park. Now, you'll notice there are meeple spaces, some action spaces on the tiles. Nothing happens with those yet. That is in the next phase, so don't worry about it yet.
So just to confirm, each one of these stacks is all the same type of tile.
Correct. Yep. There will be
Cool.
all restaurants here. And then finally, the special buildings. These function similarly to the dinos in that you pay a meeple, this time of any color, and you'll pay the coin costs in the top left. If you look at the incubator here, you'll notice on the top right there's a lightning bolt and a pink starburst. that means you immediately get those victory points. That's not on every tile, but it is something to keep an eye out for. Similarly, once one is taken, we'll scooch everything down and refill. So that's
Quick
it.
question.
Yeah.
For the attractions, you don't have to spend workers?
Correct.
Just money. Okay.
Just money. It's basic action for the basic buildings. Yeah, so we can do this to our heart's content. We'll just go around and around, passing as we please. I tend to pass fairly early in this phase because I want to do the actions on the tiles that I've bought.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So that's that. Then we will go to our player boards down here to do our private phase. So we all have the same actions on our zigzaggy little player board. Each one corresponds to a different type of worker that will give you bonuses. So DNA refinement uses scientists. You can swap basic DNA into advanced DNA and vice versa. You can do this action, well, all of these actions, up to 3 times, one for each of the little shaded rectangles below the action. So that's spot for 1 worker each. If you use scientists at the DNA refinement, you get a bonus basic DNA. That's different than the dice action where you got a bonus any. This one is specifically basic. The only difference between advanced and basic, graphic design wise, basic is the primary colors, advanced is the secondary colors, and then advanced usually is more difficult to get throughout the game and will be used to buy more advanced terrifying dinos.
Makes sense.
VC funding, it's the green one. So if you use an administrator here, you're going to get an additional $1. So wherever you place the meeple, that's the number of coins you'll get. So if you use greens, you'll get 4, 3, or 2 coins. Hello, Daryl with 1 R in chat. Thanks for joining us. I think he was in a previous stream over on Twitch with Ella. Nice to see you again. Security, if you use your security workers, you get a discount, or you get to gain a coin. Works out the same. So this action corresponds to the security track on all of our leftmost player boards. For anyone who's played Dinosaur Island, this functions exactly the same. You're going to move your cube up 1 space and pay the coin that's in the area you're moving into. So to move from level 0 to level 1, you'll pay 1 coin. But to move from level 2 to level 3, you'll have to pay 2 coins, and so on. So the security, if you use yellow for the first 2, you're essentially making it free. Pay 1 coin, get a coin. You can use any color meeple here, though. I do want to stress that. Any color meeple on all of these actions, you just don't get the extra nice bonus. Using your park rangers at the Jeep garage does the same thing, gives you a discount on moving up the purple track. The purple track is how you're going to improve your Jeeple's speed, the number of tiles you can visit in the next phase, the Jeep tour phase. It also will grant you some extra bonuses. So you notice these circular cutouts on the side of the board? Those fit these circular tokens very nicely. So actually at the very beginning of the game, we're each going to choose one of these Jeep bonuses and slot it into that bottommost space and get that immediately. So the bonuses are get 2 coin, get any 2 basic DNA, get any advanced DNA, increase your security 1 level for free, and then get any meeple of any color. So as soon as you move your cube up to the next slot, you'll immediately put another token in there, get the bonus immediately, and then again, you'll get all of your bonuses during the income phase during cleanup. So they're very, very handy.
Cool.
And then finally, probably most excitingly, the how to make dinosaurs action. So you can use any color meeple here. And actually, let me grab a dinosaur to show you. We'll get an irritator. It's very exciting. So I spend my worker, and then I will have to spend the DNA shown in the top horizontally underneath the dino name, and then also the DNA of the dinosaur that I'm building, starting from the left. So let me grab a dino to show you. So to build my very first irritator, I'll have to spend 2 red, a green, an orange, and then 2 blue. Then cover that up. So my second irritator will cost 2 red, a green, an orange, and a purple, and so on.
Okay.
When you build the dino, there's an immediate effect, that's what that little lightning bolt is, of gaining 2 security, meaning you'll go up 2 spaces on the red track on your player board.
That's threat, right?
Yep, that's, threat.
Yeah.
Red is threat, yellow is security.
Mhm.
And it is very important to distinguish those because one is good and one is very bad. And then you'll also gain victory points. Each dinosaur functions a little bit differently, so not all of them will give you points, not all of them will give you threat, not all of them cost as much DNA. You'll notice this one is a very, very bright red. That is because it is a very, very large carnivore. We also have small carnivores that are purple and herbivores that are green. Now, it's kind of risk-reward because you'll get potentially more victory points by building scarier dinosaurs. The rest of the stuff at the bottom you can ignore for now. That will be talked about in the next phase, which we're basically at. Though I do need to grab another example tile. So once we're all done taking actions on our private player lab, we'll move on to the Jeep tour phase. This is where the game shines. This is a very thinky puzzle. You have to be efficient with how you visit tiles because you can't visit the same tile more than once in a round. So at the beginning of the game, we start with 2 movement, which will increase as we move up the Jeep track, up to 5. Each time you visit a tile, you'll move your Jeeple onto it, and then you can choose whether or not you activate it. The choice is very important, and you will see why shortly. When you visit dinosaurs, they all work the same way. So you'll see how many dinos you've created. In this example, we have 1, so we're going to look at the bottom leftmost excitement symbol, which is that green triangle. So this is saying we gain 2 excitement because we have 1 irritator. If we'd had a second irritator, I'll pretend my Jeeple is an irritator, then we would gain 5. We'd add up the 2 numbers. Okay. Excitement, I'll go to this board to the right of the central islands. This is, we'll go up through the round, and that's our income. Whatever we end up at the end of the round is how many coins we'll get. It's not always 1-to-1, but it stays pretty close. And excitement resets at the end of every round. Because each round is technically like a year in the life of the park. It's not just...
A season.
Yeah. Yep. It's a tourist season. So, yes, excitement is important because it's income. You'll also notice, though, there's this die symbol. So whenever you visit a dinosaur, even if it's a very, very calm herbivore, there's a chance that they will attack and harm your guest. So you will roll whatever color die that dino is. In this case, it's the red large carnivore die. Oh, wow, that is unlikely. Typically, there will be at least 1 death. Oh, dang! I'm wasting all my good rolls during the teach. But you can see, yes, there's death symbols on them, so you'll take that many death symbols into your play area. The number of symbols increases from herbivore to large carnivore. Dang. Okay. Now, another thing to note, each time you visit a tile, your guests become slightly less impressed. They've seen it before, they want the biggest, baddest, newest attractions in your park. So you're going to increase the boredom of this tile by 1. Meaning the next time you visit, you're going to gain excitement minus whatever number it is. So they're just slightly less impressed with your big, dangerous dinos. And this boredom factor applies to all tiles. You'll see there's a little number spot on this tile as well. When you're visiting normal attractions, so non-dino attractions, they either all or typically have this place for a meeple. Now that means even if I drive my Jeeple over it, if I don't have a meeple assigned to it, I don't get to activate it. Some of them will take any color, but this tile specifically takes yellow. And it's nice as a reminder, it outlines it in yellow for you.
So you assign that when you assign all the rest of the maples.
You can play it however you want, either saving them and assigning them right now. I like to assign them during the private phase as a reminder to myself what I want to do. Otherwise, I completely get distracted by something and change my strategy.
That makes sense.
So then, yes, you would do the action on the tile and increase the boredom. Now, the basic attractions, the ones in the middle board, they usually have very low excitement because they're just admin buildings. Your guests aren't really wowed by your security building. Surprise, surprise. So eventually...
Does it go negative?
It does, yeah. You'll subtract this by 0, from 0. So you'll have to plan when you gain excitement in this case, because if I'd visited my security first and I started at 0 excitement, I wouldn't have anything to pay, so I couldn't activate it. So that's part of the puzzle as the game progresses, managing your route efficiently and in an exciting way. You don't need to worry about making it all the way back to the Welcome Center, because once everyone has done their Jeep phase, we go to cleanup and it automatically resets. Then we will evaluate our threat and our security. In this example, I've done a terrible job at managing my park because my threat is much higher than my security. So I will take the difference in death tokens. In this case, I take 2. Death tokens are bad because at the end of the game, we're going to...
You don't say.
Yeah, I know. Shocker. At the end of the game, we're going to compare death tokens. So up here by the dice, I'll give an example. So say John has that many, and I have this many, and Keith has just 3. Keith's done a great job. Keith, you're actually going to discard all 3 of your death tokens. And then John and I are going to discard the same amount. Oh, here, you can have 3.
Is the big one a 5 or a 10?
It's a 5.
Okay.
You should not get up to 10. That is very bad. So then John and I would have negative points at the end of the game. It's a increasing scale. So if you only have 1 token, it's -1. If you have 2, it's -2 each or something. There's a chart that we would reference on the player aid. But yeah, so it's bad news. You don't want death. But it's kind of unavoidable and not a big deal as long as you have fewer than everyone else, because that's when your insurance kicks in. Yeah, so that I think is it. Then we'd go to a new round. We'd move the little round marker down. Now, I'm not going to talk about this special yellow symbol on round 3. I'll talk about that at the end of the stream. It's very exciting, but I will keep my secrets for now. The only other thing to note is these 3 objective cards that we have out. I've randomly drawn 1 per stack. There's an A, B, and C stack. A typically has to do with dinos, B is with buildings, and C is just anything else. So DNA or Jeeps or everything else in the game. So for this game, we have 3 small carnivores and 4 large carnivores in your park. Now these are the actual dino meeples, not just tiles. For the second one, have 1 of each park, ranger, security, and science building in your park, as well as 1 of each type of dino. And then finally, reach 5 on the Jeep track. And I don't think that is level 5, because these don't have numbers on them. It is 5 movement.
Makes sense.
Way up there. Yeah. Does that make sense to you too?
Yeah, I have a couple quick questions.
Sure.
First of all, what are these tokens over here by the achievements?
Right. Those are used to claim achievements whenever
Okay,
we
that
get
makes
there.
sense.
There's a
That
spot
makes
for
sense.
first, second, third, and you'd get those points.
Next question: when you roll the threat dice, when you visit it for 1 die per dinosaur or 1 die per hex?
1 die per hex.
Okay,
It
cool.
is not that terrible.
And then, do we perform the private phase and the Jeep phase hypothetically simultaneously, or is that done supposedly in turn order?
Yeah, so in real life, we would do it simultaneously, which really speeds along the game, making it truly 90 minutes. For the purposes of the stream, we're going to take it turn by turn and look at our boards and talk about what we're doing.
That's great. Cool, thank you.
Yeah. Keith, are you good to go?
As good as I'm going to be. I will understand more once we're actually going.
For sure. Yeah, that's what always happens. So before we start playing for real, we do have a starting draft. Now, this is set up for a simple setup, so we're going to be drafting these pairs. So a dinosaur and an attraction. It's the top and bottom. In a other variant, we could just deal randomly players +1 tiles from dinosaurs and attractions, but these are specifically chosen by the designers to have a balanced and interesting setup.
Okay.
Okay.
So I believe it is a reverse draft, so John will pick first.
Okie dokie. Well, give me 20 seconds here. I think I'll... Sure, I'll go with this set right here.
Dang it.
That's the one I was going to take.
Good choice. Good choice. Can't be mad. Okay, Keith, what else are you looking at?
I was going to take that one because there's pteranodons on Dinosaur Train. Parents in the audience will get that joke and nobody else will. All right, hold on. I can actually, if I magnify, I'll actually see this quite a bit better.
This raptor culinary experience is quite near and dear to my heart. You actually have to build or make a dinosaur before you can use the top effect.
Because then you eat the dinosaur?
Well, that's what our backers are deliberating. Either
I think
the
you watch
dinosaurs...
it eat something.
Yeah.
Oh, no. That's boring.
They're convinced that they're actually cooking for you to fatten you up so that they will eat you.
Oh, that also sounds good.
Actually, it could also be that the raptors are cooking for you. Because that would be amazing.
Yes.
I would watch that. Yes.
I think you know what you need to pick now.
No, seriously, right? I am kind of a foodie, so all right, fine. I will take that. So, whoops. All right, so I take both of these.
You do, yep.
All right. I hope everyone will forgive me. I'm a bit of a noob at tabletop simulator.
No worries.
So now add these into our park.
Yep.
Why is it not? There we go. Okay.
You'll add one to the top space and one to the bottom space.
I was just going to ask that. Okay, perfect.
Okie dokie.
Yeah. Oh, let me put these two back into the piles. Shuffle those in. For the special attractions, there are, if you've noticed on the back, there's an A, B, and C. They get, according to Brian, one of the co-designers, progressively better, quote unquote. There are a couple of repeats, but the effects and the costs are different. So there is another, there's another raptor culinary experience, but it will cost different things. So we'll see what we see during the game. Now that we are all set up, I think we can actually move on to the first real phase, which is drafting our workers for the round.
Okay. Do we have to take our Jeep bonus?
Oh, we do. Thank you for reminding me. I do always forget. So you can each pick whichever Jeep bonus token you want and put it in the bottommost slot of your Jeep track.
Okay, so if I take this one security
Mm-hmm.
and move this guy up on my security track,
You do. You automatically
now
get it.
does that get me a coin now, or only when this is invoked somewhere else?
That is the cost to pay if you were to pay. So this let you move
but it's
up for
free here.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
So you'll get this bonus again during every income. It's very nice. I usually pick that one, but I've been trying to branch out
Gotcha.
in every
Well, I also
playthrough.
noticed that if I visit my Raptor Culinary Experience, I get 2 threat, it looks like.
Let me take a look.
There are 2 red dots on there.
When you build your raptor for the Raptor
Yep.
Culinary Experience, you will get 2 threat.
Yes.
But
Okay.
only the one time. Now, when
Yes.
you visit, you will have to roll the purple die, so no guaranteeing that your guests will survive the experience. But
This is true. I heard the dice were loaded, though, so just for the purposes of this demo. So,
I think we're fine.
yeah.
okay, so then I'm first. I will pick my first worker database card, and I think I'm going to go small carnivores this round, or this game, so I'm going to pick the one with 2 security. And Keith can pick whichever one speaks to him and his plans.
Oh, I have no plans. Plans? Plans are so 2019.
For real.
I had lots of plans. None of them happened.
Okay, and then the other one is discarded. Cool. Now, for the public phase on the central island. I said I was going to go small carnivore, so I will go ahead and take the Dilophosaurus, put it right into my park. Now, to do that, I had to pay either 1 green or 2 of any. So I will go ahead and pay... I'll pay 2 of any, because I've got some seasonal workers down here. And then it costs me 2 coin. And we will scoot those up and reveal a new one.
Okay, so I think I know the answer to this, which is for everyone who is watching too. So the cost for the tile is what I'm circling right here. 1 green or 2 of any meeples.
Correct, and the coin cost of the tile.
And then the coin cost, so in this case now I'm looking at the irritator, but it's this little number here.
Yep, in the top
Just because
left.
there's a lot of icons in this game, they make sense. But I'm also imagining somebody who jumped in, especially like this. It's all laid out pretty clearly, but when you have to sort of get the rhythm of the icons that are used. So
Yep.
Making sure also that I had that correct.
Nope, you nailed it.
Okay.
Chat has asked if the game will be available on Tabletopia before the end of the campaign, which is Friday. We are trying our very best to get it finished. There's a couple slight hiccups that we haven't been able to figure out. So right now, Tabletop Simulator is the best play experience we can offer, but we will let you know as soon as Tabletopia is finalized so that you can hop into there and play. Keith,
Yeah.
you still thinking?
I am thinking. I'm trying to. I'm thinking. That would be a good way to put it.
I will grab you your meeples. I don't see them.
Thank you. I did not do that. Yes, thank you. I was actually watching you to make sure I knew generally what I was doing. No, there's my Jeep. Okay. Okay. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. I keep trying to scroll that way. Here we go.
Oh, I did forget to mention, during cleanup, we're going to look at victory points to determine next turn order. So whoever is furthest behind on VPs will become first player. And we'll go backwards like that, which is exactly how Dino Island works.
Yeah.
It's one of just a few exact same rules.
Sorry, just give me one more moment here. There's a lot of options.
There is. The first round is always the longest because you're trying to figure out what your direction will be for the game.
What am I doing, right?
Yeah. There's the game gives it to you all at once. You know exactly what your actions can be, but choosing which ones to actually do is thinky.
Whenever there's a minus triangle, I'm assuming that means you put that much boredom down onto the tile? Like this, right here, the -3.
Yes. Yep. Well, actually, Ooh, good question, John. That's a real
Sorry.
brain burner. So in the game, we generally use the red minus to say you pay that, and a green plus to mean you gain it. So I think actually you would pay a yellow worker and 3 excitement.
Oh, so it doesn't affect the boredom. That makes more sense.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll take DNA. I don't know if that's actually a good move, but it's not what you did. So let's do that for the sake of interest. Also, I have a blue meeple,
Yeah.
which also is his best function, or hers, actually. Let's not be gendered here. How about their best function? So if I put one of those in, let's say, and what are the whites are seasonal workers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's drop 2 of those in. Let's go all in on science. I am very science.
So that means your die multiplier is 3 now of whatever you take.
Okay. And I get an extra die because I use a blue?
Not an extra die, but an extra, 1 extra DNA of any type.
Oh, I just take the DNA. Okay, well, of course. All right, so I'm going to take this die because it has 2 on it.
Has the most, yeah.
Yeah, seems like a logical.
Elena in chat asked if there's going to be a player aid. There will be player aid cards. We just did not put them in Tabletop Simulator because they aren't designed yet, but it is planned. It's not a stretch goal. It's included in all copies of the game.
Okay, so now I move up my blue DNA tracker
Yep.
by 6.
By 6, yep. And then 1 more of any color.
Okay, cool.
So you just zoom right up there.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know if that's good, but why not?
It is not bad. You'll just want to make dinosaurs that actually use blue. Or
Yes.
convert it in DNA refinement.
Right, which will also cost
Blue.
a meeple. Yep, well, I don't have a blue anymore, but that's fine. Okay.
By the way, Danny, I think you should reset your threat.
Ooh, thank you. Major handicap.
Shh. Shh. Tell her.
Okay, John, what are your plans?
I think, considering I kind of accidentally into a bunch of the green meeples, what are they thematically again?
Administrators.
Administrators. I accidentally into a bunch of administrators, so I think I'm going to get a DNATM.
Yep.
So that's going to cost me 4 money. And a person. So I'll just spend, and I just put them back into the supply.
Yep, perfect.
And then I add that. I'll put it next to my pterodons. And yeah.
Great. Yep. Oh, and the only placement rule for attraction tiles is that they have to touch something that's already in your park.
Makes sense.
Okay. Now back to me. I'm going to look at what my new Dilophosaurus costs. It costs red, and it will cost blue and green. Well, there's a green up there. Oof, I normally don't do DNA. I'm just going to throw all caution to the wind and do a different strategy today. I know.
Roll the dice. Wait, no, you don't.
Crazy woman.
I mean, it is, how you make dinosaurs.
So I just spent one...
So I've been told.
I was going to say, you sound like you have experience with this.
Reputable source.
I read on my internet.
1 blue, and I took the 1 green die, so I will get 1 green, and I use my bonus from using a scientist to gain another green. Oops. And this will go over there. Okay. Back to you, Keith.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to take this tile, which will cost me a green, and it looks like that is 1 coin.
A very affordable dino enclosure.
I think I can spring for that, right? Okay, hold on. Let's put that meeple back there. Coin, let me move that over there for the moment.
So let me stop you real quick, because this is a dino, and your Hadrosaurus is a dino, and the Velociraptor culinary experience is actually a dino as well. So you.
Oh, I thought it was an attraction.
It is a double. It is a dual, because you have to make a dino for this attraction. So you actually
Right.
don't have a legal place to put your
I can't place it, right?
Parasaurus.
Yeah. Right, because they cannot be next to each other.
Bad
I heard
things
that.
happen.
Okay. That's fine. I made a mistake. I thought that was an attraction. Okay, so it looks
I'll
like
put
you may
this
have
back.
already backfilled. So, yep. No worries. Here, let me get out of the way while you. Yep. Okay. All right, we'll do a different plan. Well, then. Okay, so then I am definitely confused by what do I to make a raptor? Is it I pay this cost at the bottom here?
Yes, that's it.
Or that's what I did not understand. Okay, and so to be able to do that, I would need a purple and an orange. Oh, so I start the game with one of each, including the advanced.
Yep, you'll start with 2 of each basic and 1 of each advanced. So you
Gotcha.
can afford to make that already.
I can, yes.
These dual attraction dinos, there's 3 of them in the game, 1 for each
This should be here. Yep.
herbivore, small, and large
Gotcha.
carnivores. They all work the same way, but they're counterintuitive to the rest of the rules that you've been taught.
Gotcha. Okay, and to make a dinosaur, it's any meeple.
Any
type.
meeple in this action.
Okay. But it doesn't make sense to necessarily jump to do that now. I would be better served if there's a tile out there I want to be better served to go get it now, especially if it's one that might be a dinosaur. This doesn't apply because it's illegal for me, but because one of you might grab it.
Correct.
Does that mean like strategically it's better off to these actions that are on your this I'm pointing with my finger, you can't see it. This thing here,
In your
these
park?
5
Yeah.
actions. Yes, in my park. It generally makes sense to do those later if you can, if it does not enable another action, because those are unique to you. Someone else can't block you from doing those. But if I wanted to take, say, this tile here from the attractions board, someone else could take.
Yeah, so in the public phase, it's only taking tiles or taking dice. Once we're all done
Gotcha.
taking stuff, then we'll all move on to actually doing
Oh, those
the
are 2
actions.
separate phases? Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. All right, well, let's take a tile since that was what I was going to do in the first place.
Yeah.
Let's take a different tile.
Now, so I'm going to remind us all that we do only have 2 Jeep movement right now, which means we can't visit both of our starting tiles this round. So taking
Right.
a normal, just second tile and placing it adjacent to the one that you want to visit is probably a good move.
Don't we have the ability to increase our Jeep movement before we move the Jeep?
Yes, but you can only do that with purples, and not everyone has.
No, you could do that with any color.
I always forget that. Because I always want the bonus, because I'm very greedy. So I refuse not to use purple. But yes, thank you, John, for explaining the rules accurately.
Well, I've just been, I've been placing. I've already been placing my workers because I want to know if I have enough.
Right.
And part of my plan involved getting up to the 3 movement, so I wanted to make sure I wasn't messing up here.
Okay. So you took the incubator with a meeple, you're paying 4, and then you get 1 victory point because of that lightning bolt effect. Very
Oh yeah, I
exciting.
should have gotten a point for my D and ATM as well.
I'll move you both. Oh, that's me. I'm cheating.
Thank you.
Okay. John.
Yeah, I had a plan, and I'm trying to see if I can squeeze out a more interesting plan. I'm not confident I can, though. Let me see. That gives anything of that type. Yeah, because I was planning on making a dinosaur, but then I realized it didn't really make sense to visit it this round. So I was like, maybe I need to make a different dinosaur that I can visit this round. And this Parasaurus is relatively cheap. I've just been considering if there's a way that I could get that, place it, build it, and visit it in the same round.
Well, you know what they say, John? Life finds a way.
I've heard that. I have heard that. Let's see. So that would cost, let's see, blue. So I have the blue and I have that. So I would need to do this. So yeah, I think I'm gonna give it a shot, and we'll see. I might not have enough security, but
That's
that's
okay.
that's that's later's problem,
We
right?
call that a death park. Quite.
I mean,
quite the
it seems
craze.
like it's a pretty puny little dino. I'm going to send an administrator over here to buy this enclosure. Yep. That's another way to use administrator as well, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll put this over here. Costs me money. And that's my turn.
Perfect. I'm going to zoom in on your board for everyone watching. So he's got an herbivore, which is green, next to a DNATM, which is green, but it's not a dino, which at first glance it might seem to be.
Sure, yeah.
He is good to go. I'm actually going to pass now. I am done with the public phase. I don't want to take anything else this round.
I was going to pass as well. So, and now that you're doing it, I feel better about my choice.
I am possibly... So let's see here. That goes there. That will give me that plus that.
Let's watch.
Yeah, okay,
John's
I think I'm
pointer move around.
I think I'm going to be passing as well. I think I'm good to go. We'll see if I messed up.
Okay, so in real life, in person, we could all do this simultaneously, just a little solitaire, placing our meeples, but I am just going to zoom in on my board and talk through my turn.
Okay.
So I'm going to assign my park ranger to the Jeep garage, so I get to move up on the Jeep track. Normally it would cost me 1, but because I used a park ranger, I get a 1 coin discount, making that free. Then I'm going to increase my security the same way. Moving up 1 normally costs me 1, but I get it for free. Then, before I forget, I might as well make my Dilophosaurus, which costs me 2 red, 2 blue, no, 1 blue, oof, 1 green. And then I will take a small carnivore meeple, put it right here. Now the lightning bolt says I will gain 2 threat and 4 victory points. So I do have to move that up. I am on the board now. That's all I do for that. I can't afford to make another one, so I don't even have to think about it. I'm going to save my other yellow for the raptor pen during the Jeep phase. And then I think... Oh, I did forget to mention, you can save any number of workers between rounds. So I may not use this seasonal worker I have left over, but I'll have them for the next round, and you don't have to pay anything extra to do that. I'm going to use VC funding with an administrator to get me an extra coin, so 4. So I'm just going to turn in a 1 to get a 5. And that is my private phase. Easy peasy.
All right.
Keith.
Okay, I just have one question. I think I know what I want to do, but
Yep.
So I'm just looking at this Raptor culinary experience, and I want to make sure. So there is a space for for a purple meeple right here where I'm pointing to.
Yep.
It's just in a different spot than it is on some of the others, but
Right.
I want to have a purple meeple there.
Yes,
for when the Jeep visits.
That is the guest that is either being fed or being eaten. We don't know, but you do need to have
Sure.
a person there.
Okay, so let's just do that before I forget. Okay. Let's see. I knew I wanted to go to security because why not? It's essentially free.
Yep,
This moves up.
perfect.
If I go to VC funding, I get how many coins
So you'll
for the
put
first
it
guy?
3 plus 1 because you'll use, I'm assuming, your
Oof.
administrator.
I would use the administrator. Yeah. I just want to do more things than I'm able to do. That's really what the problem is. Yep. Okay. So I need 4 coins. I will go get those in a moment. I'm also going to go here. So like you, move this up, pay 1, but receive 1. So no net change.
Awesome.
And then let's make a dinosaur. Woohoo! Let's make a raptor.
Obviously.
Okay, down a yellow, down a red, down a purple. It's purple, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And down an orange. Rawr!
Yes.
Oh.
So go ahead and
Okay.
grab your little raptor
That's this guy?
Yep.
Purple? Okay.
So immediate lightning bolt effect means you get 2 threat to your park.
Yep. Yep, because they're awesome.
Yeah. No, that was a good turn. Oh, I'm excited for your Jeep phase. Oof.
Thank you.
Okay, that seems to be all you can do. You
That's
got your
all I can do.
coin.
I'm just taking my money over here. Awesome. Okay.
Cool. Yes. Ooh, I saved a camera angle and it worked for John. to
Awesome.
turn it around.
Just to double check, the Jeep always starts at your welcome center?
It does. It does.
Okay, I'm fine. I just realized I should have asked that a while ago. All right, so I'm going to start off boring. This administrator is going to get me 4 money. I'll just throw that person away for the moment.
Oh, you don't throw him away. You send him on a nice, relaxing vacation.
All right, 4 money. Then I'm going to pay for some security, but it's discounted, so it's free. Then I'm going to go up on the Jeep twice, so that's cost me 1 and then 2 more, right? So $3.
Except, oh, yep, because you use normal people.
And then I get to put a new bonus down?
You do. Any one of it, and you'll get that immediately.
Yeah. I feel like... I was going to go with the security, but then I thought maybe that's boring.
Safe.
Getting meeples is probably better, so I'll get a meeple. So now I get any color meeple that I want immediately.
Immediately.
But I would not be able to place that, right? That would
could.
just be for the next round.
Nope, you could place it now.
I guess technically I shouldn't have cleared these off then.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I think what makes sense is I think I want to make sure I have an administrator next turn. So I'm actually going to take an administrator and just hold on to them for the next round.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Then that's these done and those done. Okay, now I'm going to make a dino. And I just realized I actually start with one of each of the advanced DNA, so my turn got a lot easier when I realized that. So I'm going to make a Parasaurolophus. That's a blue and an orange. And that's 4. There we go. And that'll give me 1 threat and 1 victory point, I believe.
2 victory points. And you are red, and there you go. Points.
You got my point?
Yep.
Great. I think that's everything for this part.
Yep, and you're saving a scientist for your amber extraction. So yeah, that looks good to me.
Great.
So then we'd go back and do our Jeep tour phase. And again, in real life, this will be simultaneous. But I'm zoomed in on my board right now. So I only have 2 measly movement. Usually I have 3 at this point because I go hard in the Jeeps. But I'm doing a different game this time, adding some variety. I'm first going to go down to the raptor pen. And I remembered to put a security worker here. So there's 2 spots on this tile, meaning I could have done it twice when I visited if I had 2 meeples. So for each security worker, choose a unique adjacent tile. 1 victory point. Oh no, I don't want to go here first because I get victory points for the dinosaurs in the enclosure, not the actual enclosure. So reverse, then... Oh no, I already made the dino. This is why I plan my turns out ahead of time, because I forget. So I only have the 1 Dilophosaurus, so I will get 1 victory point. And 1 excitement, because I don't have any boredom on this tile yet. But now I do place a 1 boredom, so that next time I visit, it will be less exciting. Then I will move my Jeep over to my Dilophosaurus. I just have the 1, so this tile says that I just gain 1 excitement for it. And then I add another boredom token here, and I will actually roll the small carnivore die. And fingers crossed, no deaths. No
Hey,
deaths.
lucky.
My streak continues. And that's that. So I don't have to worry about moving it back to the Welcome Center because it'll go back automatically when we do cleanup. So you can save your movement for exciting stuff.
Cool. So you got 2 excitement total?
2 excitement. Oop, wrong side. 2 excitement and 1 victory point. And that was that. On to Keith.
Okay. So, I mean, I think clearly I want to go here. Cook up either cook a raptor or cook people for the raptor, one of those things. Okay, and so there's a bunch of icons on here. So what
Yes.
exactly?
So let's look at it
happens
left to right. First, you're
please.
going to gain 4 excitement minus any boredom that you would have. But since this is the first time you're
Which is
visiting,
0.
it's 0, right?
Yep.
Then you'll roll the purple raptor die, which I don't think I put back where it belongs. There you go.
Okay.
So R, yep, there you go. Ooh, one death. Your raptors had a little snack. There you go.
There's nobody important.
And then, but good news, every time you activate this tile, you get 5 victory points. So it's probably worth it.
Dang.
Yeah.
Our investors say so. We're
And
owned by a
raptor-
private equity firm. They don't actually care about people. So
The raptor
Sounds
sticks
right.
around? Or the raptor's gone?
Nope, it's still there.
Wow.
Nothing.
So clearly we're not eating him.
Right. He's the star of the show.
Yep.
Okay, that was 1 movement for you.
Okay. Now, is there a benefit to going to the incubator? I do not have a meeple on the space, so I don't get to activate this particular
Nope.
action.
You could go there just to hang out. It looks like it's got a little seaside view, very relaxing. But nothing.
Do I get 2
happens.
excitement for going there,
You
or
don't.
not? If
That's-
there's no meeple.
It's only when you activate it. So you don't get
Gotcha.
any excitement, but you don't get any boredom either. So
Okay.
that would be the end of your movement.
Yep.
And then on to John.
All right. So I've got 3 movement. I'm going to start by heading down to the amber extraction. So that gets me a basic and an advanced DNA. And I could do it again if I lose 2 excitement.
Correct.
I think I don't need to lose that excitement. So I'll take an orange and a blue. And I got 2 excitement from that. There. Oh, sorry about that. There we go. Boredom happens. My next move, I'll head over here. So I've got a Parasaurolophus, and that's going to get me 2 more excitement, and I roll a green die, which is here.
Let's
Come
see
on,
if your dinos are angry. Oh.
Yay!
Nope,
All
nice and
right,
calm.
good stuff. And then my third move, I'll take me over to the DNATM. This, I get 2 standard DNA, and I could lose 2 points. I could lose 2 points to get any DNA.
Take
Okay.
it, yep. Yeah.
2 of any DNA. I'm not going to do that just yet. Although that seems like a good way to go first if you care about going first.
That's true.
I'm just gonna bounce things out. I'll take a red and a, let's see, I guess another blue. Sure, why not? Lots of DNA. And that gave me 2 more excitement. So that's 6
2,
excitement
4,
total.
6. Yep. Oh, that was good. Very exciting turn.
I was trying to make it that way.
So that is the end of the Jeep phase, and now we just do cleanup. So your Jeeple goes back to the Welcome Center. We will remove any workers on our tiles or player board and just put them right back into the pool. Oops. And then take a look at your threat and compare it to your security. I have more threat than I have security, so I'm taking a death token, which is the difference between the two. Oy.
Seems reasonable.
Makes sense. I can't believe I forgot that. And then we will look to see who goes first. Or get our income. That's more important. So Keith gets 5 coins. And your Jeeple bonuses. So if you'd chosen a coin, you'd get those coins now as well. Or sorry, this is John. John gets 5.
Yeah.
Keith gets 4 coin. I just get 2. Dang it.
And then all of the Jeeple bonuses, you get those again right now?
You do. Yep.
Holy cow. All right.
I'm
So-
putting a 1 back and taking a 5.
I'm extra
it seems
glad
like-
I chose coins as my bonus.
I don't know. Just gonna balance that out.
Then our excitement resets, and we'll do turn order. So Keith will go first next round, and then me, and then John.
So wait, I bump up a security because that was my beginning bonus?
Yes,
Is that correct?
exactly.
Oh,
For free. So that is just going to get better and better throughout the game as your security
Yeah.
gets more expensive.
right, because that would have cost me 2 coins
Mm-hmm.
if I'd done it otherwise. If I'd done it with a not, actually, it would have cost me 2 coins if I'd done it with a non-yellow meeple
Right.
in my park board, correct?
Yep.
Cool.
So from both the special attractions and the dinos, I am discarding the oldest 2 tiles, and we are refilling. And now, pretty soon we'll start seeing the B tiles that are coming out. And I put back all the dice. Reroll.
Wait, there's bees too? Let's check.
I don't know if there must have been bees in the dino times.
Probably.
I don't know. I learned so much from our backers.
I'm sure there were cockroaches.
Some type of bug
Actually-
I don't hope to meet.
Yeah. I like to amuse my future stepdaughters by every time there's a bird fly by. I'm like, there's a dinosaur outside. They are. They are.
I love
What?
it.
Where? And they're looking for like a T-Rex. No, sorry. It's just a robin.
Constant disappointment
Yes. I'm just setting them up.
for life.
Yeah. What do we clear from our player boards now?
Just any meeples that you assigned to spaces, and
Okay.
that should be it. You keep your dinos.
Including, yep, keep the dino, but the purple meeple I placed in my culinary,
that
whatever,
that one goes away as well.
that's what I thought.
Any meeples assigned to action spots.
Yep.
And then I flipped over our new worker database card, so I think we're all set to start that draft.
Are the victory points correct? I don't think they are. I don't believe I have 8 points.
Well, let's see.
I actually have 36. I don't know if you got all of those.
You've got 3 from Amber, 1 from DNATM. How much does that give you? 2. So that's 6. And that must be it. Because you haven't built
Yeah.
a Pteranodon yet.
No. I think you might have bumped me up instead of Keith when he got his 5 points for his Velociraptor culinary experience.
Oh. You know what?
I think
You're
that's
right.
what happened.
So I go first.
Because
I have
Keith
the
should
fewest.
have 5, 6. 6?
5 for raptors, 1 for incubator. Yep.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
had a measly 4.
Hmm.
5.
Cool.
5 for my raptor pen. With
Oh.
any case, that puts it the same. Because I think when there's a tie like this, it keeps parity, so Keith would still be before you.
Boo.
Okay, so I will go first in that case.
Okay.
And, ooh, I think I'm gonna go heavy security again. Just commit to having raptors everywhere in my park.
Mm. Hold on, I gotta zoom in. I actually can't tell the green and the blue well enough.
Oh, so in the final version, all of the unique shapes will be on this card, on the.
Ah,
But there's
awesome.
also these little circles at the bottom that will tell you how many of each color.
what should be on the card?
Yeah. So
Okay.
Gotcha.
on this card, purple is in top left, and then blue is
Yep.
here and here.
Gotcha. Yeah, it was the green. I couldn't tell the one. It is my turn, right? I'm
It
not
is, yep.
stealing John's card. Okay, just making sure. Like that's totally a thing I would do. Okay. Awesome.
Choices.
I think I have to choose this one. We'll
Was it
see.
the administrators or the security that caught your eye?
Security. I kind of wanted a couple of the purple person, but I feel like if my plans work out this way, I'm gonna need some security.
Me too. Ugh. I don't want any more preventable deaths in my park.
Look at you, softies, caring about your customers.
Oh. Okay, so it is my turn. I don't have any scientists, which really is a shame. And something I could have planned for, but I
I
only
heard the jury is still out on science.
well, with these dice, for sure, they're awful.
Yeah.
So I spent 2 seasonal workers down here, and I'm gonna take 2 red basic DNA. And that is that.
My turn?
It is. I see you looking at these
Okay.
special attractions.
I am, because I did want to ask, I'm not going to do this, but again, asking for myself and figuring there's probably at least one person in the audience with the same question. Could I take a dinosaur tile now and place it here or here so it's touching the
Yes.
incubator?
Yep, absolutely.
That's my 2 legal plays to take a dinosaur tile.
Right.
Okay. That's good to know. Yeah, because I have money, which would, I suppose, allow me to do something like that. And this is, hold on. The resort is spend that money and convert it into victory points.
Mm-hmm. 2, 4, 6 coins into 1, 2, or 3 points.
That's kind of neat.
It gets better the further we are into the game because you'll have
Of course.
more expendable income.
Sure.
The Danger Tour is not a dinosaur, but the Triceratops ring toss is a dino.
Is a dinosaur.
Yeah, just like your raptor.
It's when you have this gray box that I'm circling here, which is a space for a dinosaur, right?
Yep.
Any
Dino
tile
cage.
that has that has a dino cage. Then therefore that gets treated as a dinosaur tile.
Yep, and
that
you'll
correct?
see the DNA cost. That's the big giveaway.
Ah, yes.
bottom.
That too. Okay, and Danger
Ooh,
Tour
Danger.
is plus. Yeah, I like that. I like Danger. It's my middle name. No, it's not. Definitely not. I'm the biggest chicken. +1 per. I'm sorry. What is that symbol? It's +1
Sure.
victory point per.
Per Jeep level. So right now you're still at level
Oh.
2. You have 2 movement, I think is where the levels are.
Yep. Ah, but only having 1 purple. Yeah, I'm a little bit restricted by that.
That's tricky.
Oh, this guy shouldn't be there. I stole a purple. That's okay. Hold on.
Don't
is he
worry,
gone?
we caught you on camera.
There.
But it's fine.
Yes, it quite literally. Yes.
There forever.
Yeah, so I take it back. I think that's actually not the greatest tile for me to take because I only have 1 purple and I have other plans for him. All right, I'm going to take the casino because why not?
The
Or,
resort.
no, sorry, resort.
Okay.
Resort. Yep.
Making sure you grab
Yep,
what
yep,
you wanted.
Yeah. Okay. And I just owe 3 coins and any meeple, seasonal worker. Do-do-do.
Ooh, okay. This is a interesting thing that just came out. The goat pen. You can see we had a goat pen last round, but this one only had 2 worker spaces. But the one that just came out has 3 worker spaces. So that's one example of tiles getting better as the game progresses. Just more options.
Ah. And those all have to, so it's yellow. For each yellow, choose a unique tile. +1 per red dinosaur there. Interesting.
Yep.
I guess you're just throwing goats over the fence.
That's right.
People love to see it.
Whatever floats your goat.
All right. Is it my turn?
It is.
It is.
So I might not do it if I knew that we were playing the whole game, but I'm gonna pass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've found spaces for all 10 of my workers, so
Amazing.
Oh, I'm excited. Oh, I see him lined up. Ooh. Big plans. Okay, I won't spoil it.
11 workers. All 11 workers, actually. We'll see if
Oh
it
my
works
gosh.
out.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, I think I'm also committing to going big with dinos this round. And I don't know that there's anything else I really need or want. Because the DNA dice are so awful. Would have exactly what I don't need. So I'm going to pass as well.
Wow.
I mean, like you said, the first round you're setting everything up. The second round you start to run it. My worry is with this plan, like it'll be cool this turn, but if we played another 3 rounds, I mean, it would get really boring. Like literally, these things would be full boredom. Can't
Yes.
run on 5 tiles for the entire.
That is
And
sorry, chat.
I guess excitement just relates to your income. So you could have a boring park and just if you have other ways to make money.
That's super true, and it relates to that super secret yellow symbol I didn't tell you two about.
Right. Okay.
So it'll make sense. Oh my gosh. On my screen, I'm giving a very good example of why you should lock all your tiles in Tabletop Simulator while I try to move this boredom token. Yes, there's a surprise that I will reveal very soon. So Keith, did you also want to pass, or did you?
I think I'll pass. Yeah, I think I'll pass. I think. I don't know that I have a place for every single meeple, but I think I do.
We can make it work.
I've actually just been placing my meeples the moment the round started because there's really no reason not to, I guess.
Right. As soon
Just
as
to
you
make
have
sure.
as soon as you have an idea of what you want to do with them, I place them, and you can move them, whatever, until it's your turn. I highly support this plan. So I'm zoomed in on my screen because it's my turn, and I'm trying to figure out how much I can realistically do. So first off, let's just start making dinosaurs. I want to fill up my Dilophosaurus enclosure, just wall-to-wall raptors, except I don't have very much DNA. So
Yeah.
dang it, I don't know that I can go wall-to-wall Dilophosaurus.
Yeah, that's a lot of DNA.
But I'm going to try my best. So here we have the first one. It costs me 1 red, 1 blue, 1 green, and... Dang it, I'm out of blue already. Planning is not my forte. So let's use my purple meeple up here to get some DNA. So I will turn a purple into a blue and a red. Now, if I want to do this again and swap more DNA, I'd have to put another meeple there. It's 1 meeple per transaction, not 1 meeple per, desire to swap. Which is unfortunate, because I don't have that many workers available.
Oh.
So here's my 1 seasonal worker from my Dilophosaurus, and I will actually spend DNA that I have now, the 2 blue and the green, to grab this one, which gives me another 2 threat and 5 victory points.
I'll get your points.
Thanks. Now I think I can make another dinosaur after I get more DNA. But if I get more DNA, I'll have to spend the green. So my dreams of wall-to-wall Dilophosaurus have been shattered already. Unless... Ooh, okay. Okay, we're gonna make it happen. By roundabout way, increasing our Jeep garage. So I move up 1. Spend 2 coins.
You haven't done that one yet.
And then I've reached level 3, which gives me my bonus of any 2 basic DNA. And I really need blue, so I will get 2 blue. And then I can afford to make my Dilophosaurus. 1 red, 1 blue, 1 yellow, and 1 green. And I get another bitey little dude. So 2 more threat and 6 points. And I seem to be going for the Death Park aesthetic over here.
Oh, yeah.
Very red washed walls. But I'm gonna stop there with my dino making. I've done this because I've got 2 security people assigned over here. So 1 for free, and then 1 I will pay 1. And you know what? I have money, so I might as well commit and do it a 3rd time, just to mitigate the death tokens I will get at the end of the round. And then I've saved my last security worker for the raptor pen. So done. That is my turn.
Okay, is that to me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I think I want to do this turn does hinge on me interpreting this incubator correctly.
Sure.
So it's create up to 2 dinosaurs each using 1 fewer basic DNA.
Yep.
Looks like it.
Okay, so I could create 2 of this. What is this guy? I can't read that. I swear I need
Hadrosaurus.
glasses. Hadrosaurus. Can I create 2 of him?
Yep. 2 of any. So.
Okay. That's this guy, green.
Mhm.
But you don't do
And-
that yet.
Yeah, because it's you'll have to move your Jeep onto
When
that
the Jeep
tile.
goes there.
Yep.
Right?
When your Jeep goes there, yeah. But that's
Yes.
not now.
No. But I'm saying because otherwise none of what I'm thinking of
Sure,
doing makes
sure,
all that
sure,
much
yeah,
sense. Okay. Okay. So, all right. So I placed 1 there. I placed a purple there. I placed a green there. That's I think anywhere I would reasonably put a meeple. I have 1 on the security, which would go there, but that would cost me 1. So you know what? It was dumb for me to try to take a 5 earlier, wasn't it? I should have just me trying to be all like neat about my money, and that's the worst way to do it.
Yep. I know this problem.
Oh my god! It was like I thought I was like too clever by half. Obviously. Oops. Hold on. No, that's too much money. Too clever by half. A phrase I actually had to explain to somebody at work the other day because they had never heard it before. And they were like, "Wait, half of what?" I'm like, "No, it's just an expression." No, but half of what? I was
Oh,
like,
no.
Never mind. Yeah.
Oh no.
It's just an express. It's just, I don't know. Anyway, the struggle is real. Okay. That allows me to actually move up 1 on the security track, which is what I was trying to do all along. Now, moving up 1 on the Jeep track,
Mm-hmm.
does that cost me 2 because I've crossed
Yeah.
this line?
It does.
This
yeah.
Okay, the background color thing was totally throwing me.
Yeah.
But the color doesn't change, but the line changes. That's fine. All right, so pay
2 coins. Yep.
Pay 2. But now I also have 1 of my meeples here on VC funding, so I'd be getting 3.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so I should just take
Just
1
gain
more.
1. So you didn't have
Yeah.
to break your 5.
I didn't have to do anything. Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna overthink this.
That one's done,
Okay,
done,
I
done.
think that's all. I mean, I could put the white meeple somewhere.
Well, now
Or
you get to
something.
get a Jeep bonus.
I get
Oh,
to go with a
yeah.
Jeep bonus, right? Oh, geez. So I actually could have done a little bit more then. I could have grabbed another. So if I went and did this, let's say I do this.
Mhm.
Any meeple, I take a
Any,
purple
yep.
meeple right now
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And you can
and
use
drop
them.
it here
Yep.
and move up again
For 1 money.
for 1 coin, which, doesn't really make sense in a 2-round thing, but in theory,
Yeah, be
Mhm.
if
better
we were
in a
playing 5, like I'm
Sure.
trying to be
Yeah.
a little bit more like, oh, if we were playing 5 rounds, I would set this up. Like I'm
Right.
going to save the blue meeple because they're kind of scarce, actually. And
Yeah.
if we were
Okay.
still playing, I would put the blue meeple on the incubator for next round, which would
Mm.
make some sense. So,
No, I like that plan.
okay. And I don't need to make dinosaurs because I'm going to use the incubator to do that. I think that's everything. I think
Yeah.
I would, if we were going more rounds, especially, I would stop there.
That sounds good
Okay.
to me. Very
Okay.
pro strategy.
All right. Well, I'm going to start. VC funding is going to get me 4 money. And then security, got 2 of them, so that's going to
Mhm.
cost nothing, and then 1 money.
Dang it, those 5s.
Yeah. There we go. Then the Jeep garage is going to cost me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh.
Which I can because I've been flush with administrators. And then I get a bonus. I will take plus security for, reasons. And then I'm going to make 3 dinosaurs. I'm going to start with a Parasaurophus. So that's going to be a blue, an orange, and a yellow.
Mm-hmm.
That's a green buddy. That increases my threat once, and I get 2 points.
I'll get those points.
Thank you.
And you
Next up, I'm going to build 2 pterodons, but I'll do them one at a time. The first one, these could take a lot of basic stuff. The first one is 2 yellow, a red, and a blue. And that gets me one of those. That's a purple dude.
That was 2 blue.
Yes. Did I?
I wasn't watching what you did.
I
But
had
you said
exactly enough. So the next time I will need 1. So yes, I did not pay enough. I mapped it out. I've precisely the amount of basic DNA I need. So, so that gave me no threat and 2 points, and I'll do it again. So that's 2 yellow, 1 red, no, and 2 red, and a blue. Yeah, exactly. I had precisely the amount I needed, and that gets me 2 threat and another
3 points. Okay.
purple dino.
So I'm giving you 5 more points for the dinos
Thank
you just
you.
made.
And the 2 threat is perfect. Yay!
Dang,
My
look
plan
at
worked.
you, little planner.
Well, like I said, I did nothing but this. Like I didn't take any tiles or anything this round.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, that's it for your private phase?
I believe so.
Okay. Back to me and my Jeep in my very, very small park. It's very small, but there's a lot to see carnivore-wise. So,
Yes.
First off, going to my raptor pen, I have my 1 security here, keeping an eye on things. So I get to choose a unique adjacent tile, get 1 victory point per small carnivore there. So 3 victory points for me for my 3 little raptors.
I'll get it for you.
Thanks. And then, unfortunately, I don't get any excitement because it only has a base of 1 and I already visited it last turn. So 1 minus 1 is 0, and then this goes up to 2. But that's okay because we're only playing 2 rounds. Then I visit the Dilophosaurus. I now have 3 dinos on here, which means I will get 5 excitement because you add up the numbers at the bottom.
I totally forgot about that. I mean, I'm happy, but I totally forgot about that.
4 excitement because there's a boredom on it. So 5 minus 1 is 4. And then I roll the raptor die and hope for the best. And it was the best. Ooh, yay.
Yeah, I think this game is broken.
The dice are weighted.
Clearly.
And I have a 3rd movement now, but I don't have another tile that I can go to because I cannot go back to the raptor pen because I've already visited it. So I'm just going to move it back to the welcome center. And
cool.
That was it. And what did I gain? I gained 4 plus nothing, so 4. Excitement. Okay. Keith, start your engine.
All right, so since my movement is still only 3, starting at the welcome center, I'm going to move to here. And now I can invoke this.
Mm-hmm.
So, and each one costs 1 less. So a yellow and an orange. I would have needed, a yellow and a red, a yellow and a red. Let's just say I spend a yellow for each. Doesn't really matter that much. And I would get to place 2 of these guys, right?
Yep. So your first one increases it by 1, and then your second by 2. So I'll bump you up 3. And that gives you 4 victory points total.
That will cost a turquoise, right?
Oh, it does. Yeah, this one.
Which you have.
Yep.
Okay,
I didn't see that.
Points.
Yep. Thank you.
4 points. It's almost like you planned it that way, though.
Yes. Okay,
cool.
perfect. Yes, thank you for catching that. Boop. By the way, I also added, we didn't say this afterwards, but I put a boredom on the raptor one. I'm not visiting the raptor this turn, but it should have been there, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
You did it
Since
for
I
last
visited
one.
it last turn. Okay.
Yeah.
And the incubator
Okay.
does not have boredom because you didn't activate it last turn.
Gotcha.
Right.
Right. But now it would,
Now it will.
right?
Yeah.
Because I just visited. So let me just do that. I know it's all academic, but let's just do it. Okay. Now I've gone to the resort. And I could pay 6, right? And just get 3 points, because why not? That's why we have it. Okay.
And then 1 excitement because it's your first time there.
Yep. And then I have 1 more movement, right? And now I go here and visit the dinosaurs.
Very cool.
You just gave yourself points, Danny.
I'm awful. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm usually playing as green.
Well, I do that constantly. Green's my color when we play games at home. And one of my daughter's friends, the one who's most into games, also likes to be green. Of course, she's a child, a teenager, so of course I let her be green, right? But then I constantly give her points to myself. Yeah.
I usually
She
play
knows
Raptor.
it now,
Worked out
so it's a
well.
running joke. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So now what do? I visited here. I have to roll, right?
Yep.
Roll the green
how many
one.
people I've killed.
Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Even your
Brutal.
vegos are violent.
Yeah,
Yep.
we got ones.
Somebody came. They had like some botanical scarf or something.
Oh,
And
put
it's
them
all
into
very
a frenzy.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here's your death.
I think
Sorry.
hadrosauruses, unless they're pachycephalosauruses, are the ones with the really hard heads, the headbutt things.
Oh,
If
so
I'm-
they just
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what happened.
awesome. Probably. Yeah.
And did you gain your excitement for these dinos?
I have not taken any excitement.
So
Yep.
because
So I would
you have
get-
2 of them, it's 4 total. 2 plus 2.
4. So on my whole tour here, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 excitement this turn.
Yep.
Right, 2 here, 1 here, 1 here, and then
And we're
what
out
else?
of these, but it's fine. I'll just move this one up here.
Yeah, whatever. Yes, since we're done. But yes, yep,
Okay, very productive
Very cool.
turn. Very exciting.
yeah, it's fun.
Chat has a question for you too from Matthew. How hard has this been to learn as your first time playing?
John, would you like to go first?
I found it very straightforward, honestly. But I played a lot of games. You finished teaching, and I was like, oh yeah, it seems very straightforward. It seems more straightforward to learn than Dinosaur Island, from my recollection of learning Dinosaur Island. Maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like this has less overall systems, but maybe focuses on them more. Or maybe my memory's off.
I would tend to agree. I would say, as is true in a lot of games now, especially sort of mid-weight worker placement type games like this, there's a bit of a learning curve with the icons, and that's why I've tried to ask a lot of questions for myself and for anybody else who's watching. But in terms of what you actually are required to do in the game, I don't think it's very complicated at all. It's pretty clear what you're. Although you do have many choices, which I like.
Yeah.
They're all pretty straightforward. Place
Yeah,
this, do this. Place this, do this. I like that. That's very simple. It's my kind of worker placement game.
From my recollection of Dinosaur Island, there was 5 phases, and there's a bunch of rule breaker cards and stuff that you can get. This one seems very focused just on the planning and use of meeples, which simplified the teach, but not necessarily simplified the decision space.
Yeah, I think it took 25-30 minutes to teach, but like they said, iconography is really clear. There will be a player aid to help with that even further. But unlike in Dino Island, where the phases were taking you all over the board, and there were hooligans which came out and kind of screwed up your plans, and then there were the plot twists which changed the rules of the games, those were taken out. So this is very streamlined. And then there's the clear puzzle of how you plan and visit your park, which I adore.
Yeah, that was the takeaway I got. It seemed like it honed in on the parts I liked about Dinosaur Island and got rid of the parts I wasn't so interested in. So I like it. I like that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm not allowed to say that because I'm completely biased as well, but
Yes.
I think that is accurate.
Yeah, and it's been 3 years, 2 or 3 years since I played Dinosaur Island, so I don't remember specifically, but it's been a while. But
Yeah.
All right. Is it time for my Jeep?
Yep. I'm looking at your screen.
All right. Well, I got 4 movement. I worked pretty hard to get there. So I'll go the time. Come on. So I'm going to start by going up here to the pterodon enclosure. That's going to get me 4 excitement. And actually, you know what? I'll go the other way just so I have enough tokens. I'll start over here. Amber extraction. Because that way I can swap this 1 out for a 2. I got 1 excitement for that before the boredom happened. And that gets me an advanced and a regular. If I was continuing to play, I would definitely take an orange and a blue, most likely. Then I'd go over here to the Parasaurus. That would give me 4 minus 1 or 3 excitement. So I believe I'm at 4 total.
4, yep.
And then I can swap this out. Cool dinos. Then I'll head over here to the DNATM, sorry. And I get 2 basic, and that would most likely be a red. And I don't know, a yellow. Just keep things split, even. And I don't think I would sack points right now to get more. And then finally I drive over here. And that would give me 1 excitement. Drive over here, and I get 4 excitement total. So that was 4. This should be a 2 now.
4 plus 4, I think.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, 9, I think, total.
9.
1 for Amber.
Oh, I skipped
3 for Parasaurus.
the DNA TM.
Yeah, so I believe 9 excitement.
And you are red. And there you go. I have to say it out loud now, so I don't cheat. Cool. That was a very, very nice Jeep tour. I'm glad you got up to 4, so we could see kind of a lengthy jaunt around the park.
Well, I kind of realized I could, and I could also get these dinos out just barely. So, why build the park out? Obviously, if we kept playing the next round, I would need to start working on the rest of the park. But
no, awesome job. So now we would go into cleanup, which we will because we'll gain income and whatnot. Income is coins are 5 to 1 points at the end of the game. So important to our mock endgame scoring that we're about to do. For everyone watching, we're concluding the 2nd round right now. Normally the game plays through 5 rounds and then it's over, but because it is already nighttime where I am, we're going to be concluding at the end of this round. So what is relevant that we need to do? We're going to gain our coins. So I get 4. Keith gets 6 and John gets 8.
Yep, I took them.
Awesome. Then we move our Jeeps back. It doesn't really matter. Get your Jeep bonuses. Security, people, coins, whatever that may be.
When we've been doing the security bonus, do we have to pay for that action?
Nope, it is free. It is
that's
an awesome bonus.
I would actually get another meeple. I know it's academic now, but
yeah, you would get a new one.
That's incredibly awesome.
That's how I had 11 meeples in the last round, because that one happened twice. It was 9 plus 2.
Oh, gotcha. Very cool.
Okay.
Drowning in them.
Resetting
Good planning
excitement. Ooh, look, we're tied for victory points. I feel like
that there.
I feel like I shouldn't have the most, but
No, your dinos were kind of bonkers. They were really victory point heavy.
oh, that's
Also,
true.
you've been cheating basically all along.
4, 5, 6, plus 1 for your raptor pen, and then 3 for your raptor pen. So yeah, that's good.
True. My little raptors, my little tiny park was like.
Oh, speaking of cheating, I didn't roll the die at all.
You didn't.
I need to roll the green and the purple. I'm the worst.
We completely skipped. Where are you rolling it?
I was just so interested in the excitement. Okay, well, here, to make it exciting, I'll roll them both at the same time.
There you go. Ooh.
Yay!
Dang! Congrats. So I'm glad you rolled them both at the same time, because we have an expansion pack that adds hybrid dinos, which are fused with the DNA from 2 different dino types. So let's say an herbivore mixed with a large carnivore. And when you visit those dinos, you do actually have to roll both dice at the same time.
Ah, interesting.
All right, so what's with the mysterious yellow hex?
Yes.
Ah, yes.
So at the end of round 3, we would actually unlock our welcome center, flip it over to make a new park entrance, and then place it 3 spaces away so that it's not touching a tile that it was originally touching. And this will help with the boredom problem.
And it can't touch any previous tile it was touching.
Correct. So at this point,
What
none
if
of us
that's
have a
not
legal
possible?
placement, which is what happens
Oh,
at
because
the
we
end
have one
of...
more round.
Right. That's what happens at the end of round 3. But let me take some tiles and make an example in my park.
I got it. It'd be like that. That's cool.
Yeah, so then this is where your Jeeple would start during the Jeep tour phase.
And you have a lot of control over that. You're obviously building towards that. And what if
Right.
you don't have a space to put it legally?
Then, that's
Lose-
actually a good question. I don't think you lose anything. You're going to take one of the tiles that was discarded that no one chose and flip it face
you
down.
make a buffer.
Yep. So now
I see.
you can,
That makes sense.
You can drive through this space, but obviously
nothing.
there's nothing to activate.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, that definitely would mix it up because it seems like otherwise you'd be just doing the same thing over and over again.
Right. Yeah.
And
That's
now you can go back over there if you want to, but
yeah. You have to work hard to increase your Jeep track to get enough, I guess, gas in the tank to reach the furthest edges of your park.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a very neat mechanic.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
So then, very, very end of the game, we'd convert our money 5 to 1 into points. We would, again, double check to make sure anyone's achieved the objectives, which I completely forgot about. And then some tiles do have end-game scoring effects, so we would do those now. And that is it.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Thanks for showing it.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
that was
playing,
great.
you two. You've been excellent players. And
Oh,
I
thank you.
think you would have caught up with me, because I didn't have plans past to make purple dinosaurs.
I was definitely wondering about that because obviously the turn order mechanic kicks in. And my park, I mean, I ended with relatively dry at the end of that turn, but I guess I had a lot of money. I had 50 money, so I would just probably the next round buy several tiles, and yeah, I could see it. I mean, I intentionally grabbed a couple tiles that made DNA with my Amber Research Center, Amber
They're
Extraction,
really nice,
and DNA
yeah.
TM. It seemed like a good way to kind of float the DNA and not have to spend turns taking DNA dice. Yeah, I think kind of interesting. On the second round of the game, I used all of my people for planning, and I don't think it was necessarily an awful idea. It might not have been great in the long run because building out infrastructure is good too. But yeah,
Well, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad everyone in chat had questions, which was nice. So, again, this is on Kickstarter until Friday, through Friday. It ends at midnight Texas time. So, set your alarm, double check your inbox, go to the Kickstarter page and back at any level. We have a newly announced all-in pledge, which will get you everything we've unlocked for Dinosaur World and the 3 expansions we've revealed, meaning Hybrid Dinos, Ice Age Dinos, and Water Dinos. Well, Ice Age mammals, more like. But very cool. All included. Thanks for watching. Thanks you two for playing. And I hope you all
Yeah.
have a good night.